Now that the crisis at the U.S. southern border, we take a live look now in El Paso here. This Texas Newsmax has obtained some exclusive video from there of human smugglers coming in from Mexico.
And we've seen it before. These kinds of pursuits often end up in dangerous high-speed chases. Our border correspondent Jaeson Jones is live in Phoenix, Arizona with more. Jason, good morning.
Well, Emma, Sean, good morning. It's good to be with you. You know, as Americans are witnessing the worst border crisis in American history, I was just in bed with the men and women of the Texas Department of Public Safety, but I had a chance to sit down with the chief, Stacy Holland, who runs all of Texas DPS aircraft operations and is really the architect behind one of the finest law enforcement aircraft divisions in the United States, about what they are doing to stop this overwhelming number of human smuggling and human trafficking events, but also these deadly pursuits coming into the country. Take a listen to what he had to say.
Can you talk a little bit about these pursuits taking place in El Paso? Yeah, one of the things we've seen in the last couple of weeks really is just unprecedented number of human smuggling events coming in from like Santa Teresa, New Mexico, coming eastbound into the state of Texas.
And these are the runners, right?
Oh, these are hardcore runners, right? These are not give-ins or people that are waving you down to be caught and processed. These are, hardcore smuggling events that, often, very often turn into high-speed vehicle pursuits that can create, a lot of havoc. We're having 4 or 5 a day in the early morning hours. One thing you have to ask yourself is when you look at it, oftentimes the very first 2 events they've committed, the first one is still on the books, illegal entry into the United States, and the second one, fleeing and evading law enforcement in a vehicle. Now think about that for a minute.
Emma, Sean, I got to tell you, he is just talking about the city of El Paso. You have to remember, the state of Texas has over 1,290 miles of that border with these problems taking place. And as a lot of the media is focusing on Arizona and what's taking place there, you've got to remember our whole southwest border is being absolutely overrun with human smuggling, human trafficking. And what these particular pursuits are all about is that these smugglers are trying to get these people, these are the runners, these are the gotaways, into these stash houses where from there they can have them under their care, custody, and control, and then move them throughout the United States. And I got to tell you, I've got so many of these videos to send you. There's not enough hits for me to do. And the reason that's important is because this is the impact to Americans. This is how citizens are being impacted, rather than just showing these migrants in large caravans and large numbers as the cartel by design pushes them. They want you to see that because that's when they can then move these runners, these high values, these people who come from a country with a terrorism nexus and the deadly drugs into the country. And that's why we were with the chief in the Texas Department of Public Safety this week. We've got a whole lot of video to show you over the next few days. Back to you.
All right, we'll be watching. Jaeson Jones, thanks so much for that update.